Welcome everybody to CommunityFIT, and in particular, a MoveLab class. I'm your teacher, James, and I'm excited to be here today. I dropped some comments over into the chat section. A little bit about my work, getting a stress use your words, James. Stress reset course by visiting www.jamescrater.com. Totally free. Just visit the site. It's right there for you. You can get that. Additionally, I put some information in there about crawling. Why? Because we're going to do a whole bunch of crawling today. So we're going to do our usual breathing warm up, nervous system warm up, and get right into some crawling maneuvers. Why? Because it improves shoulders and hips, core, trunk, spine, right sides talking to left sides, vestibular system, inner ear balance, and motor skills. There's a lot in crawling, and we just don't do it anymore. We sort of reserve crawling practices for babies, when really we should all be crawling. What it does for the nervous system is recalibrates some really wise movement mechanics that as we go to stand up, we just sort of forget about, and revisiting some of these old movement behaviors like crawling, like rolling, like big shapes and little shapes, and sitting and standing. All of these things that we do as kids helps to recalibrate and finesse some of our more adult movement. So there's thought behind what it is we're doing. So the other day we played a lot with baby movements, rolling, orienting ourselves on our front and on our back. So it feels logical to me today to play with crawling. So here in a moment, I just want you to remember there's no wrong way to move. So if today feels above your pay grade or you're just disinterested, that's fine. But I encourage you to revisit it. So let's get started. We're going to start with our breathing practice, right into that nervous system warm up, and then get right into some crawling. Caretake yourself today, because we're going to challenge some wrists, we're going to challenge some feet, we're going to challenge our knees and shoulders and being mobile in that way. Some of it might just not work for you. That's fine. Participate in the stuff you can participate in. So let's put one hand on our chest. Everyone put your left hand on your chest. It's easier for me to cue that way. Put your right hand onto your belly. Left hand chest, right hand belly. Just take an inhale and an exhale. You can make noise, you can sigh, you don't have to, it's up to you. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more of those. One more, just notice, where does the breath tend to go for you right now, today? Does it go more into your left hand, more into your right hand, neither hand, both hands? Where does it go? Then let's concentrate on taking some breath into our right hand, our belly hand. Inhale there. One more. Then into our left hand, our chest hand. One more there. Then right hand, left hand. Inhale, right hand, exhale, left hand. We're going to do the same with the exhalation. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Again, right, left, right, left. Then we're going to go right, left, left, right. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Exhale, left, right. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, chest, belly. Now see if you can go both simultaneously. One more. Bring your hands together, get them warmed up. Put your nice warm hands under the front of your throat and just let the warmth do the work. No need to do anything else, just relax. Sense into the warmth. Let your posture shift and change. I feel like being here today. You go where you need to go. Then right hand onto left throat, big heavy hand draws to middle as I twist my face to the other side. Other side, left hand, right throat, big heavy hand. Over here. Over here. Today we're going to go with an orientation practice, and then we're going to turn it into some eye exercises because crawling has a lot to do with eyes. So orientation, we're just going to look around the room and spot whatever we spot. Just objectively naming things in the room like usual. So here it would sound like plant, door, exercise equipment, basket, camera, water, reformer, mirror, just looking around the room. And then in contrast, we're going to keep all of the bones in our body still. Head stays still, neck, arms, everything stays as still as you can get it. And your eyes are going to look left and then panoramically sweep to the right. They panoramically sweep left and right. We tend to do like a blink switch, like I look right, blink, look forward, blink, look left, or they're staccato. It's like, look here, look here, look here, look here, look here, look here. And I'm encouraging you, like you're just gonna relax, soft gaze, intake the room, like panoramic sweeping cinematography. So again, sweeping through the eyes. How far right can you get? And left. It's encouraging you to slow down a bit. One more. Now keep your eyes to the left or to the right, wherever they are. Turn your nose in the opposite direction. Keep looking over in whatever direction you're looking. Then let your nose and your eyes meet in the middle. Then as your nose goes the opposite direction, so do your eyes. And vice versa. One more to each side. And then looking forward. Take your ears, grab a hold of your ears and just gently pull them out and backwards. Not only is it a good thing for the nervous system, but it's a good thing for your inner ear. And again, a lot of crawling, a lot of balance work, it has a lot to do with vestibular or inner ear work. So we're just going to prime that area and get it ready to move. Again. Shake it all out. Let it shake your body a bit. Then make fists. And we're just going to circulate through the fists or through the wrist joints now. Now you can continue to do that, get your wrists warmed up, or you can do like a flamenco hand, kind of rolling through the fingers and the wrists. You'll notice that over on my left, like this whole arm wants to do a thing over here. I'm really going to concentrate on keeping my elbows in tight and moving through the wrists. And then reverse. Then I can kind of move through my elbows a bit. And reverse. And then kind of moving through some shoulders. And reverse. Then right into some seaweed spine right. left, right, and left. Just thinking, can my low spine, my tailbone spine move like seaweed or blades of grass? My low back spine, my rib spine, head and neck spine. Then a little bit of hip warm up to get started. Left leg in front, right leg to the side. Now I can kind of lean back and lean forward. I can twist and move. For some people out there, this is enough work. For others, we're going to keep our feet, especially our heels, on the ground, and we're going to do a transition. Other side and other side. Just kind of moving through that. Then, as I drop my knees, I'm going to look up and kind of arch my back. Then I'm going to look down, round my back, and move to the other side. Some extension or lift, some flexion or cat maneuver, cow and cat. Spinal extension and flexion. My eyes have a job looking up and looking down. And relax. From there, let's transition on to, we're going to go forearms and knees. So I'm going to be down on my forearms. You make a choice. Do I want my hands down, fists? I don't know that anyone is right or anyone is wrong. They're just choices. I'm going to make the choice to tuck my toes. Why? Because as I'm just, for me, it's about getting more out of the experience. If this bothers you, this is totally fine. This right here, though, we tend to be pretty inflexible in the big and the big toe and the rest of the toes, but in particularly that big toe, which causes a problem when we go into walking gait or standing gait maneuvers. So why not start working at that here where it's easier and I can kind of bounce back a little bit. So coming down here, you make the choice, feet pointed or toes tucked. Wherever you're at, notice, is your tailbone tucked under? Are you rounded? Does it feel rounded here? And if so, maybe you need to prop yourself up, get a box, get a pillow, or just be on your hands here. Can you get your tailbone up? Can you get your sits bones wide? And then we're just going to shift back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And right now, I just want you to notice the sensation, the feeling of weight shifting into my arm weight, into my leg weight. I shift forward, I shift back, forward and back, forward and back. And if you were in previous classes, you can think my shoulders are on, they're not off. I'm pushing down. Then find a place in the middle where you're neither forward nor back. Shift weight to the right and left. Right shoulder, right hip, left shoulder, left hip. Right and left, right and left. Then find your center. Shift weight into your right shoulder, but your left hip. Left shoulder, right hip. Right shoulder, left hip. Vice versa. One more to each side. Find your center. Shift weight forward to the right, back, over to the left to go forward. Circles, just moving through that. Happy puppy tail in the back, not a tucked tail, and then reverse. Find your center, relax. Come back and just do a little bit of a rock to the right and to the left, to the right and to the left. Now, if that felt like a lot of work for you, maybe stay there and practice that. Otherwise, coming to your hands. The big thing with wrists is we don't tend to use our fingers enough. We go here and then it's just like a dead hand and we're putting all the weight into that wrist. I want you to imagine the pads of your fingers are like little gecko fingers or little claws that are kind of pushing down, gripping into the floor so that there's some effort going on in the palm of your hand. And then we're going to weight shift forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Then find a place where you're neither forward nor back. You're in the middle. Shift weight into the right and the left, right and left, right and left. One more, right and left. Find your center. I go to right shoulder, but left hip. Other side, other side, other side, other side, other side. Find my center. Weight shift forward to the right, to go back and to the left and forward. It's like drawing a circle with your body. Now, we've had lots of pro tips, reverse, through the other MoveLab classes. What's your collarbone doing? How wide are your shoulders? What's going on with your sits bones? Right? So many lessons that hopefully, if you've been in class before, you've been practicing so that they're resourceable now. If not, it might be good advocation for you to go, oh, maybe I should be practicing those things. Finding your center. Hold. Let your eyes start to look forward, looking up towards the ceiling, and you'll notice your back automatically goes into the shape of the cow. Then your eyes look, taking your head, taking your neck, into the shape of the cat. We are practicing moving through our senses, moving through eyesight. I let my eyes look first. My eyes are what guide me into that. My eyesight guides me. Or I could go, I'm listening for what's in front of me. I'm listening for what's up on the ceiling. I'm listening. And then I'm listening for what's underneath me. I can look and listen up. And when I'm here, I'm even going to smell. I'm going to take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. What I like is imagine your favorite scent for today, something you wish you smelled. For me right now, it's fresh rain. Wouldn't it be nice to just smell some really good fresh rain as you reach? Smell your favorite smell. Again. Nice and relaxed through the spine. Take your right hand, slide it underneath, and just kind of rest down into that hand or into that shoulder. Then come back up. Take your other hand, slide it underneath, and just rest as far as you can into that shoulder. One more each side. Again. Right back up. From there, just take and stretch one leg back, hold. From there, if that feels like enough for you, if you're like, oh, I'm taxed, be there. If not, lift that leg and just liberate it and let it go wherever the heck it wants to go. Then let that take the rest of your body with it. Including your neck spine. It doesn't have to go anywhere. If you are someone who needs a few more rules than that, you can think to yourself, that liberated foot touches a hand, touches something else in the room, tries to touch the ceiling, touches the other hand. Where does it need to go? Where does it want to go? And then back down. Take a moment and just sense into your body. What do you notice different about right and left sides right now? Then slide the other leg and liberate that leg. Let it move, let it play, let it explore wherever it wants to go. Let it move the spine. And then take a moment and rest your wrist. Right and left, right and left. You may need to shake it out. Then come back. Getting into some crawling. Rather than looking down at your hands, I want you to at least look forward to the edge of your mat. Or if it feels okay for you, look forward to the wall in front of you. As I say that, what feels really important is tether that look forward, tether that action, tether that muscle contraction you need to do that into your upper back. Meaning, don't just use your neck to do this. Really push yourself away from the floor, look forward, and spread your collarbone and shoulder blades wide. Your neck will be so much happier with you. Hold there. Wherever you're looking now, whether it's down or forward, just monitor that it's not at your hands. They don't need you to look at them. They know where they're at. Right arm, left leg, take one step forward. And then they go back. Same side, right arm, left leg, one step forward and back. Same side. As you go forward and back, monitor that that arm and that leg are leaving the mat at the same time and landing on the mat at the same time. That it doesn't feel like, oh, I move an arm and then a leg, or a leg and then an arm, but that they gracefully and synchronously leave and return together. Then give it a go on the other side. You may discover that you have one really smart side and one not a smart side. Totally fine. Give it time. If you feel like, yep, got that, James, everything is working, alternate. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's sit back, give everything a rest. How'd that go for you? If that feels like, wow, that's a lot. You have plenty of exercises leading up to this to help prime the wrists, prime the shoulders, get everything prepared. Maybe that's where you need to stay. If it's like, oh, things are uncoordinated. My body doesn't get this yet. Stay here. For the rest of us, come here. Tuck your toes. Now, this is now no longer optional, which may mean here you are. From there, without moving much of anything else, just lift right knee an inch off the ground, and then left, and then right, and then left, and then right. You should begin to feel what most people would call core contraction. If you're allowing your body to move with that, you may miss it. It may become hip contraction. But if you're here, you should notice, oh, there's some subtle abdominal stuff going on. Now, you can stay there doing that, or come to the back edge of your mat. Get yourself a runway in front of you. Right hand, left leg, take one step forward. Then other side, then other side, then other side. Until you reach the edge of your mat, then go back. And then go forward. As you go through that, here are some things, keep going. Here are some things that feel really important to be aware of. First, am I moving? Then, are opposite sides moving together? Right arm and left leg, left arm, right leg. Or does it feel like right arm and right leg go together? Ideally, it's across the body, opposite sides connecting. Where am I looking? Am I now looking down, or have I retained the vision? Am I aware of the room? Does it feel like the trunk of my body, the core of my body is invited to the party without being demanded to be at the party? Meaning, Does it feel like my abs contract and let go? My back contracts and lets go? Or do I feel the need to squeeze something? In my opinion, if you feel the need to squeeze something before you move, your body's out of alignment. Something is off in the matrix. Ideally, can I be relaxed? And when the muscles need to contract, they'll contract on their own. You're just moving forward in space and backwards in space. Now, you can stay doing that or start to orient. Look for something that is nice looking, something that attracts your attention, something you'd want to move forward. Look at it and figure out a way to crawl over there using opposite sides, right arm, left leg, and vice versa. Can you move away from it using opposite sides? Pick something else to look at. Move away from it. Something else. And move away from it. Forward. Go to the edge of your mat. Do you have the skill to turn around using a crawl? And then go forward. Pause, turn to your left. As you do that, do opposite sides coordinate together. Pause, turn to your right. Do opposite sides coordinate with one another. Crawl backwards, forward, back. Pause, forward, backwards, forward, backwards, 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 forward. To your right, backwards, rest. Give it all a rest. Little handshake there. Some really basic crawling maneuvers, some really basic ways to get into the crawling maneuvers. Now, if something there was difficult for you, these next steps are not for you. I'm just going to say it. This is not even worth trying, because your body is not there yet. Go ahead and be here where you can feel successful, because that's what it's about. So often we push ourselves thinking, oh, the instructor is doing this. This is what's called for. This is what's being taught. So this is the thing I have to do. And then it doesn't go well. And your nervous system goes, oh, you failed at this. This was no good. This was painful. Don't do this thing again. So you wasted your time. Instead, stay at levels that just barely push the boundaries. So I guarantee some of you are still here, but I know there are some that have been here longer. Let's go into the next step. Tuck your toes, hold. Can you lift both knees 1 inch and back down? Again, down, again, down, again, down. One more. You can stay there, or can you keep both knees just 1 inch off the floor? This is not 1 inch off the floor. This is not 1 inch off the floor. It's 1 inch, give or take. Hold, right arm, left leg, take a step forward. Other side, and back, 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 forward, and back. And rest. A little shake, a little movement. Now, for me, this mat is doing me no favors. So I'm going to go ahead and make a choice in my practice to simply move the mat out of the way, so that as I come back into my practice and I choose to hover, I can go all the way to what in yoga might be called a downward facing dog, but what we're going to call here bear crawl. Allow your back to round. And we're going to go right arm, left leg, 1 step forward, other side, and back. If you have it in you, can you look forward and go into that? and back. Forward and back. Rest. Shake out your hands. Whew. And just sit comfortably for a moment. I want you to think about the practice today, how we got ourselves organized and prepped and ready. We just didn't jump into that. That things were segmented, that we made connections in order to progress, that there was advocation and permission to pause, stop, reorganize, reconsider. How often are you doing that in your life? In your movement practice, in your relationship practice, how well are you preparing for, organizing, giving yourself permission to pivot, pause, rest, or just simply say no? That is my gift and advocation for you today. Now, from there, put your hands on your heart. Take a nice deep inhale into your own heart. Tell yourself thank you for showing up today. You did a really good thing for not just your brain, but your body and your spirit too. Take a look at your room. You literally could not have done today's practice without your space. It would have been a whole other practice. My practice was because I had things in my room to look at and move towards. Tell your space thank you, and then take a look here. Tell your community thank you. Anyone who is with you or not with you, tell them thank you. You are interconnected. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. I'll stick around for a little bit after this to answer any questions, and I'll see you tomorrow for Stress Reset. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, James. I miss Bob Ross today.
He will be back.
Yes, he will. I don't know if you guys can hear my puppy is whining right now because I haven't been paying attention to him. Thank you, everybody. I hope you're having a great week. I'm loving this cooler weather, and the smoke has kind of disappeared from our area. But just want to let you know, I am not going to be here tomorrow. I'm actually going to take a day off. But Raymond will be here to answer any questions during class. And of course, James will be here to run his fabulous class. So looks like you did have a couple questions, James.
I think that there's a comment here, and I'm going to interpret it as I think it's supposed to be written. If your knees hurt, can the crawling happen with just feet and hands? And I think we probably answered that with the bear crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, backwards in the bear position, so much harder. You are correct. How do we adjust with back pain? That is, that's a difficult question to answer because I don't know what back pain we're speaking of here. Is it low back pain? Is it upper back pain? Is it rib pain? Is it disc pain? Is it SI joint pain? So if you want me to answer that more specifically, you can send another comment because that's just a very difficult question to even begin to approach without more detail. I was in a car accident and my left side hurts. So things like crawl, if it were me, and maybe you can answer this in the comments, how did the warm-ups feel to you? How did the nervous system warm up feel to you? How did the body prep feel to you? The forearm, the side thing, was that an okay thing to do? Yep. So in particular, I guess I'm curious about the warm-ups today, because if it was me and I was in your position and my back hurt acutely, so we have persistent or chronic pains, and then we have acute pains. My guess is if you were in a car accident, it's more acute. This is something that's not been long-standing or in the totality of things. I mean, it could be 6 months. That's not a very long time in the grand scheme of life. But if it's an acute pain, just knees up was not good. Great, don't do that. That's your body telling you, don't do that one. There's no benefit in that one for you. That's why consistently through all my practices, and especially today, the repeat through line was, does this thing feel like something that's good for you to do today? And your body's telling you no, not right now. No, it's not. So I would just skip that one right now.
Good advice. Awesome.
Is that Danny or Daisy over there?
Yeah, it's Danny. He's just being whiny because I've been working all morning and he wants some attention. So now I get to give him some.
Okay, good, good. Well, hello, Danny. Thank you for letting us resource your mother today.
I tried to pick him up, but I don't think with the background, it doesn't really. Oh, hi.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
There he is. Oh, he's on my chair now. Oh, he's too heavy. Okay, bye-bye. All right, thank you, everybody. I will see you on next Tuesday, and James will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.